Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Of course, I am DBoss, your host, and I just want to thank everybody who's been watching me over the years, and just and please subscribe to the channel. You know, do all that stuff that helps the algorithms. The thing that is important. But because some amount of my footage goes to the TV station, I don't get all the algorithm that I want because it's on their on their B-roll. But I hope everybody's been doing their 15 minutes of laughing. Yes, we're continuing on with it. And that helps release a lot of stress, keeps your blood pressure down, keeps you looking youthful, keep you all the health benefits to laughing is great. It tones your abs. It does all that. A lot of people might say, "Oh, I don't have anybody to laugh with," but with all the technology and all the streaming, you can put something funny on and laugh till you can't laugh anymore, because it's going to make you feel better, because what you put out there is what you get back. So, you have to do that, or, call somebody, and if I hope everybody doesn't have to go to this extreme, is to um, go to and sign up for laughing classes. Yes, they have them. People can go that are having issues, or maybe they can't, but you shouldn't, with all this technology today, you should be able to do that at home and just let all that stress come off of you. So when I come back, we have a special guest here, and we're going to find out. She's an author, and we're going to find out all about what she's writing here. Is these we're going to find out if there really are ghosts. But I'm going to let you tell you about all that. So with no further ado, I'm going to hear from one of our sponsors, Vital Steps to Vital Health, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're talking about how exercise affects stress. Everybody has stress in some way in their lives, but regular exercise is a powerful tool for managing your stress level. A couple of things that it does. One is it releases endorphins, which is a feel-good hormone, into your system that gives you more energy, makes you feel good, and reduces your anxiety and probably eliminates your depression. Also, exercise is a distraction. It keeps you thinking about other things other than your problems that you're having. So exercise whenever you're feeling stressed, that will distract you. Exercise also improves your sleep quality by regulating your sleep pattern, which is increasing your resilience to stress. So get a good night's sleep, and you'll get that after you exercise. So make sure you incorporate exercise into your daily lifestyle, and that way you'll get a lot less stress in your life. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. See you next time.
Thanks, Joanne James, for that, tip. Also, the laughing helps in the exercise, of course. You have to do some type of activity, but you can laugh and do some activity too. So we're gonna find out from this author about who she wrote this book, and that's not her first book. She's gonna tell us about that also. The Acquisition of Elizabeth Grace. So with no further ado, I introduce to you Gwen K. Harvey.
Hi, DBoss.
How are you?
I'm great. Glad to be here.
All right. All right. Here at Real Life Matters, we like to know where people's backgrounds come from and their culture. So can you tell us yours?
I guess I grew up in England from age 9 to 14. I am Canadian, but I grew up in England. That sort of starts filtering into the book. But so I have British background, I guess,
Yes.
and Irish background. So my dad's Irish, love of family, and it was a big part of what I grew up with too.
So what part of England did you grow up in?
Just outside of London in the county of Surrey. And there's a little town, Walton-on-Thames, and went to school in Weybridge. And I think, at age 9 to 14, it really sticks inside you. And I, to this day, if it gets a little foggy outside, I get really happy. It just brings back
Well, the
memories of
last
times.
couple of weeks it was a bit like that. So
Yeah, it's true. It's Toronto. It's been interesting weather.
I know it has been. We just can't wait till it gets warm.
Yes.
Warm weather.
Who wants?
Everybody doesn't know here. People that watch us in Toronto, people, Ontarians, and GTA, they live for the summer.
It's true.
Every inch, all the festivals you have here. People have. I always tell people, how come you guys have so much? Are they all well attended? I said yes. And
Yeah,
then
they're so happy.
not to leave out the people's home barbecuing and them going up to the cottage with about 20 to 50 people.
Very true.
So, and then we got Gwen here who's writing books in between.
That's it. Well, I sort of got started in the writing again, I guess, because when I was little, I did some writing, and that's part of the story. But because of COVID, because we got closed in, right? So it gave you that
Yeah.
time, and that's where the first book started. But
What was the first book?
the first book, this is it here, it's called The Girlfriend Book, and it's
Oh,
about 3 women over 3 decades. And they would get together every year. 2 of them knew each other better than the third, and then they gradually become very close. And they would get together and go to a B&B, stay overnight, and they go for a bike ride. And so just watching their lives every 5 years, the book takes you through it. So
are you in it?
well, my girlfriends would say they see a little bit of me in each one of the 3
Oh,
women.
in each one of them. Okay.
Yeah, like it never was meant to be autobiographical, but it touches on a lot of different girlfriend issues and how important it is to talk to each other to get things out. And then they go through all different stages of life with children and life, death, marriage, divorce.
Wow.
So
Well, those are very important issues and matters, that people's, because some people, some friends and people break away. A lot of people, they feel that, if if you don't argue a little bit in your friendship, or some people, but, that's supposed to be healthy because you're supposed to help work out certain things.
absolutely. And girlfriends help to bring you back to where you need to make sense again, because sometimes you can go off and it has some of that where they keep you true to yourself. Right?
Yeah. And then of course, if you had relationships with when you all knew each other, if you knew each other in high school or college, and some people got married to their, high school, college sweetheart, but then some people didn't. So, you know,
Yeah.
like sometimes those things don't work out.
Exactly. And when I was writing that book, the first draft, one of my girlfriends said, this is a little too perfect at the end because everybody ends up in couples, and that's not the way how it is. And so I made a concerted effort to change it, because it's true. It wasn't really reflecting even my friendship group. So I did change it. Yeah.
All right. So you're a full-time author, or you just do that part-time?
No, I have another business. I'm in the family wealth strategy business, which does in a way relate a bit to the second book, because there's a loss of wealth that comes in, and there was a fascination I had about, when you look at something, you think it's a perfect world, and then it gets turned upside down because someone makes a series some bad decisions. What happened. So a little bit of that part of that life helped me with the writing of this one.
Well, you're still dealing with family, and those are issues in
completely. The acquisition,
it kind of goes hand in hand.
yeah, and the acquisition of Little Grace. Do you want me to describe a little bit about what it's about?
Which one? The book?
The book, the second book.
Okay, well, so you can tell us about that one, the acquisition of Elizabeth Grace.
Yeah.
Now, she says people that's not her, but we don't know.
So in the acquisition of Elizabeth Grace, it's the story about Elizabeth Grace, who basically disappears from her family leaves her family and two young daughters, and you're wondering why, like what was the reason. So it's a bit of a mystery, and it's told from the daughter's perspective. And
Oh,
she's actually grown up at this stage, telling the story to her own daughter about what happened to her mother, because she actually, between ages of 10 and 16, tried to figure it out and sort of pull her mother back, right? So it's a bit of a mystery, and but yeah, it's about family relationships, sisters, close sisters, and then mother-daughter fraught relationships.
so is this in England?
It takes place both in Toronto and then also in England.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's in the 1960s. So I took it back in time. And at the 1960s, I mean, Toronto and London could have been more opposite, because London was at that point the coolest city in the world. Time magazine said it was called the swinging city. They had the British invasion with all the great music and songs and Beatles and Mary Quant and the mini skirt and all that was coming. And then you had Toronto. Toronto in the 60s was very quiet. It would have been maybe
Very
first.
countryish.
Yeah, and very dirty city. Toronto was super dirty back then because we had just come
Yes,
out.
it was.
Yeah,
People
really.
don't. People come here and go, "Wow, what do you guys do? Clean your streets every day?" And it's like, no.
Yeah. There was a time when just all that coal from the industrial side. So these two cities couldn't be more different, and you actually feel that in the characters too, in the stories, because when they're over there, there's more vibrancy, and they come back here, it's a little more spade. And then when you go out into the countryside for the acquisition of Grace, they're at Harrington Hall, this beautiful estate, and you've got the landed gentry, baronesses, and it's a bit of a magical world, fraught with problems. There's lots of layers that are coming out.
All right, so in back of you there, people could see the
Right.
cover.
Yeah, that's the cover right there. And here it is on
And
this
then you
one.
can see it really good. They're really good there. It's very it looks very like royalty, because the dress. Well, the dressing back then, people cut more dressed, but that looks so what inspired you to write this novel?
Yeah. I had these two little girls running around in my head in party dresses. And it was sort of, they were in this perfect little world. And I just started thinking, what about if that turned upside down, and what would happen? And so that's where I brought in this fascination of mismanaged wealth and things turning upside down. So that's what inspired it. And then the way I write, I tend to have a bit of a visual image of the characters, and I start to write it, and then they start to interact, and then the story unfolds. And I often will come away from the end of a chapter saying, I can't believe she just did that. I didn't, it just happened. So it's like watching a movie. I don't know what's going to end, and that's how I keep writing it. Yeah.
So is it a short novel, or is there going to be sequels to it, or is it just you're just going to leave it at that?
I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I can see writing again about other beautiful places in England, because it feels it's part of me. But I think that one it's a story on its own. It would make a really cool mini series. It could be a movie, but I think almost a mini series, because it has parts to it. But it really is a contained book, I see.
Well, when you say in one of your parts of the book, what happened to Elizabeth Grace, and what other ghost does
Yeah.
Harrington Hale hide? So you say that. So
Yeah.
explain to us that.
Okay. Well, I remember when I came out of my office, like my little home office, and I said to my husband, I think there's a ghost. And he says, what do you mean you think? And I said, yeah, well, something just happened. So I don't want to wreck the story, but there is something that sort of goes on, and you're always wondering, is it really happening or not really happening? And in time you find out. So is that okay if I just leave it at that?
Yes, you can. Well, you don't want to talk out the whole book.
That's right. Yeah. There's some reason to have a read.
All right. So how many pages is the book, and where can people get it if they have to?
Okay. The pages, I think it's about 306 pages. So it's a good
Oh,
read.
that's not
Yeah,
bad.
good read. And they can get the book online. It's available on Amazon. It's available at your local bookstore for
Oh,
orders.
it's in there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can certainly ask for it. And yeah, and if there's any
And the
problems.
other one, also is at the bookstore still. Is it still available?
Yeah, the other one is self-published. So that one, you can order it. It wouldn't be sitting on their shelves, though. They wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you could order it. But again, online you can order it. Both of these are
Okay.
easy online. Yeah,
All right. And what are you going to be working on next?
I have a draft written of a third novel, and it's a thriller, and it's about stolen identity. And so
Wow.
it may or may not have a protagonist who is from England, but that's sort of what she's supposed to be. But is she or is she not? And yeah, so it's a bit of there's a crime ring. So it's a different.
She's doing all kinds of different things.
Yeah, even though it's more of a thriller, it's I think there's still kind of the way I write is about the dynamics within people and so that part is still present because there are characters there that will have that. Yeah.
So do your family reads your books?
They do. I think though the first one, because it was called the girlfriend book and it was really more for women. My boys, I don't think I've ever read it.
No.
My husband
Read that one.
has, but my husband is reading this one. It just arrived. The acquisition Elizabeth Grace, and he is reading it right now. And he said it. You sort of said, "Oh, it's actually pretty good." But it really, I think it's going to appeal more to women. I think.
Well, we look forward for the next one. We want to read this one. So, are there any shout outs that you want to give to your book or to whoever helped you and put it together?
Definitely. The cover, which is stunning, Chloe Robinson from
I
Rebooks.
really like it.
Yeah, isn't it fabulous? She did that. She also was the one who helped me with the editing, and she was amazing. And then Rebecca Eckler, who's the editor, she's fantastic. Her opportunity of being able to pick this up and decide this was something. So, and then Sasha, who's introduced me to you, is lovely
Yes.
as well. And I guess maybe shout out to friends who've been so supportive and family.
And your who published it? Is you or
It's Rebooks. This one is Rebooks.
Okay.
Rebooks Publishing. So Rebecca Eckler, her
Okay.
firm, and she is an all-female firm and looks also for female authors, and she's been super.
Oh, so she looks for people like you.
Yes.
All right. All right. So if people want to follow you or, see what you're up to and check you out, what can where can they find you on your social medias?
Sure, thank you. On Instagram and on my website, the Instagram handle is at GWEN K Harvey, so GWENKHARVEY. And then my website is gwenkharvey.com. And certainly, if anyone, there's a place you can ask a question on the website, and there's also a way to subscribe. And my March newsletter that went out, it's meant to be sort of behind the scenes on writing and publishing. So it's, we got good feedback on it. It's got pictures, 4 to 5 pictures, and just light on the writing because everybody has a lot of words.
So you're telling people how to write, or?
No, not how, but maybe more the journey or what's happened or even leading up to the release of this one, the PR that's behind it, different steps that I'm learning. Even just doing the website was a new adventure. I mean, these things you're learning.
I know all this technology and how to lose all that. Everything has all these different aspects, and they're all similar, but some things are not the same. So
yeah, you really need a circle around you to help you with your technology, I find. Yeah.
You do. You have to work together.
Yes, for
because
sure.
somehow, someone may know something that you don't know or something, that's why you have to keep your mind always open. I always tell people keep your mind because you learn something every single day.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're gonna see you come back with your next book, Gwen, because you guys go buy the book. Can they download the book or is it?
There are ebooks.
Ebooks. Okay.
You can do ebooks for sure.
Yeah. Okay. well, you could do the ebook and stuff, but she's telling you it's a good read, even though she's saying it's not her. But
Parts of her, parts of her, parts of my sisters here as
parts of
well. This next one.
parts
So,
of parts of the family she didn't tell anybody about.
yeah, never have an author
That's
in
who
the
it is.
family. You can show
But
up
anyways,
and
I do want to thank you, Gwen Harvey. You guys follow, see what's going on and everything else. So I do want to thank you again.
thank you.
Come back with your next book. So everybody, good night and bye for now.